fellow oddities, welcome to a new video. Today we're doing a tier list where we take a whole bunch of actors who have been rumored to play Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat sequel and put them on a tier list based on how well I think they fit the character. Now for me, there are a lot of things an actor has to be able to do in order to portray Johnny Cage. For example, they have to be able to be funny, they have to be able to act, of course, they have to be able to fight, or at least be willing to get into shape and be able to learn how to fight. There's also some other aspects such as how big of a name they are and also their age. Obviously, I don't know every single one of these actors' age, like, exactly, because I'm not that type of person, but like, I don't know, just by looking at them, I think I can assume how old they are, roughly. So yeah, without further ado, the first person we have here is Elaine Moussey. I probably butchered that name, and for the rest of the actors on this list, if I butcher their names, I am sorry. Now, I haven't really seen much from this actor. In fact, I'm not even sure if he is an actor. All I've seen really from him is like martial arts type of stuff. So, I don't know, maybe he's like a stunt guy. Hey, it worked well with Max Wong, so maybe. Yeah, I don't think I can really put him that high on the list because I just need to see more from him. Like, he looks the part. Like, he looks like Johnny Cage. He's in that same age range, I think, by looking at him. But I just haven't seen him really act. I haven't seen him be funny. I haven't seen him be the Johnny Cage character. Maybe I just need to research him more and maybe he's the perfect Johnny Cage. But for now, I'm just going to be putting him in the maybe tier. Now next we have Captain America himself, Chris Evans. He is a very, very big name and I'm not really a huge fan of that. But every other aspect, I think he has down. Age, I think he's a fine enough age for the character. Can he fight? He's probably willing to. He seems like he does at least some of his own stunts for the Marvel movies. Is he funny? Yes. Human Torch, basically just Johnny Cage, and that was like, what, 17 years ago now? So yeah, I think he has that down, and also can he act? Of course. So I'm gonna put him in could work. The only thing that's really holding him back is the fact that he's just such a big name that I don't want him to take away from the other characters. So I'm not gonna put him at like good choice or perfect because just that little thing is just nagging me. Now next we have Charlie Hunnam, another pretty big name, not as big as Chris Evans of course, but still relatively well known. Also when I look at him, he doesn't really look the part that much, like I don't really see Johnny Cage when I look at him. Can he act? I am sure he can. He's one of those actors that you see a lot of times in like TV shows and movies that are really well acclaimed, so I think he's one of those like actors that can really like act well. So I think he's got that down, but when it comes to how funny he can be and his comedy, I haven't really seen anything from him that would like scream comedy, like comedic genius, good timing, stuff like that. So I'm just going to be putting him at maybe. I just don't really see Johnny Cage, but maybe it could work. Next we have Chris Pratt. I'm going to put him in the no section. First of all, very big name. Second, can he fight? I don't think he can, and I don't think he's one of those actors that would be like willing to get into that type of atmosphere, like training and stuff like that. Like even in the Marvel movies, I'm not sure how much of his own stunts he does, and even his character Star-Lord isn't like one of those characters that can like get really into hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that. Like, I just don't see that. Is he funny? Yes. Can he act? Yes. But like, even his comedy, I don't really think fits Johnny Cage that much. It's a bit just like too goofy. Next up we have Glenn Powell from the huge movie. Like, I was not expecting like how big of a movie this would be, but Top Gun Maverick, apparently, like, best grossing movie of the year. Was not expecting that. Was a really good movie, and I think I'm gonna put him at good choice. Like, now that I think about it, like, there's not really any, like, aspect that I think he gets particularly wrong. Can he act? Yes. Can he be funny? His role in Top Gun Maverick, I think, proved that he is a good choice for Johnny Cage. He also looks the part. Can he fight? We haven't really seen anything like that from him, but he seems like that type of actor that would be willing to get into training for that type of stuff. The only thing right now is that Top Gun Maverick is a pretty big movie, so he is a pretty big name right now, but he's not Chris Evans or Chris Pratt, so I think it would be fine. Next up we have Jensen Ackles. He was in the most recent season of The Boys. He was also Red Hood in Under the Red Hood. Really good movie. He was also in Supernatural and My Bloody Valentine 3D. I'm gonna put him in the maybe tier. I just don't really see Johnny Cage in him. Can he fight? Maybe. Can he do that type of Johnny Cage comedy? Maybe. Can he act? Yes. Does he look the part? Kinda. it's all just a bunch of maybes, and that's why he's in the maybe tier. Next up, we have John Cena. Yep, going in the no tier. Just, no, does not fit at all. First of all, his comedy does not fit Johnny Cage at all. Way too goofy. Can he act? Yes. Peacemaker proved that. Can he fight? Yes. Wrestling, WWE, stuff like that. But everything else is just a big no. So, moving on, we have Jean-Claude Van Damme, the actor that was supposed to play Johnny Cage in the 1995 movie, but he decided to be in Street Fighter instead. Great career choices. And yeah, by this point, it's way, way, way too late. He is way too old now. I'm not even sure if he still acts or if he can still fight. So just, no. Not on the table anymore. Next, we have Joel Mchale. No, he didn't do bad as Johnny Cage. Well, I mean, the version of Johnny Cage in those movies was bad, but it's not his fault. The only reason I have him in no is because I don't want to have any actors that have already played the character, so automatically disqualified. Alright, James Marston. He was in the X-Men movies as Cyclops, as well as the cop dude from the Sonic movies. I forgot his name. I'm going to put him in good choice because, like, thinking about it, like, I don't think there's any aspect that he particularly fails in. I do think he's one of those actors that would be willing to get ready to actually become a martial artist and fight for the movie. He's funny, he can act. I think he's pretty good. He looks the part. I think, good choice. Next we have Camille Nanjiani. He was in Obi-Wan Kenobi as well as Eternals, and I think this is another good choice. I think, again, he has proved, in fact, with the Marvel movies, that he is willing to get into shape for this type of stuff, so don't think that's a problem. He's funny, he can act. I think he's good. I think good choice. Next we have Lyndon Ashby. Like I said, Joel Mchale. No, already played the character. Oh god, I just saw the next actor we have up here. Logan Paul. Now obviously Logan Paul is going into the perfect tier. He is just the perfect actor to play Johnny Cage. I mean, every aspect. Like, he can act. He's like Leonardo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey levels, awesome, perfect acting. Is he funny? Of course, he's hilarious. He's like the funniest dude in the whole world. Can he fight? Oh yeah, martial artist. He was in the WWE. He used to do like professional wrestling back when he was in like high school. Yeah, he could do this. Is he a big name? No. He's a relative unknown. I don't think anyone knows who Logan Paul is. Does he look the part? Perfect. Like that hair, the way it swooshes off to the side. Perfect. Spectacular Johnny Cage. No, of course, I'm joking. You probably get it by this point. He is going in the no tier. Everything I just said, take it as the opposite. Next we have, another no. Nicolas Cage. Maybe he could have, like, 30, 20 years ago, but now, definitely not. Oh no. Now we have the controversial opinion. Alert, alert. You might not like where I put this next actor. I have Ryan Reynolds in maybe. I honestly don't think Ryan Reynolds fits Johnny Cage almost at all. Like, I'm not putting him in the no tier because I think there could be potential there, but I just don't see it really. He's not one of those actors that I see getting into training to become a martial artist for the movie. Just don't see that. He's just too big of a name to, like, bother with that, I guess. And speaking of way too big of a name, he's going to take all the attention away from the other characters. Can he act? Yes. But is he funny? Yes, but it's not the same comedy as Johnny Cage. Like, maybe if he was playing the MK11 past version of Johnny Cage, maybe he could pass for that, but no. I'm putting him in the maybe tier. It's like borderline no tier. Next up, we have Scott Adkins. This is like, I think, the most likely option on this list. I don't think any of these other actors really have a chance when compared to Scott Adkins. He has a lot of connections within the Mortal Kombat cast and crew. He even, I think, had a conversation with like Joe Taslim or something, where I think Joe Taslim even said, hey, you should play Johnny Cage, or something like that. It might have been Louis Tan. I don't remember, but I do know he had an interview where someone said, hey, you should be Johnny Cage. But this is not a tier list of who's the most likely. This is a tier list of who fits the character the most. Now, Scott Adkins kind of falls under the Elaine Moussey. Still don't know if I'm butchering that name, but he's more so a stunt guy than he is an actual, like, on-screen actor. Though I have seen him in, like, a few clips doing some acting, and he seems okay. Like, even some of his roles, he was kind of cocky, he was kind of funny, so he could fit Johnny Cage, so I'm going to put could work. He's not a big name actor. He was in Doctor Strange, but he was not a big character in that movie. Not a lot of people know his name. He's pretty unknown, so I'm gonna put him in could work. I don't see him as much as Johnny Cage as the people in Good Choice, but could work. Now next we have Stephen Amell. He was in the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie as Casey Jones, and he was also in the Arrowverse as Green Arrow. Doesn't inspire much confidence with the quality of those two things. But you know what? He was not bad in either of those, so I won't give him flack for that. In fact, Casey Jones is a pretty similar character to Johnny Cage, and if you kind of merged him with Green Arrow, I think it could be a pretty decent Johnny Cage. I'm going to put him in could work. He's not the hugest name in all of Hollywood. He is a pretty big name. He was in the Arrowverse. People would probably recognize him as Green Arrow, but that's pretty much the only thing. He's not Chris Evans where he has like multiple roles that people can point to as like, hey, this guy was also in this thing. So, not as big a name as someone like Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, Charlie Hunnam, Chris Pratt, Logan Paul, Nicolas Cage, John Cena. Not that big of a name, so I think he could work. And now next we have Tom Holland. Just no all around. I don't even have to like give a reason. Just no. Next up we have The Miz, which is probably the fan favorite choice just behind Ryan Reynolds. Borderline overtaking him at this point, and gosh, I'm not sure. I know WWE actors have come over to mainstream acting in Hollywood, like John Cena, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Dave Bautista. I just don't see The Miz as one of those actors. I'm sorry. He just kind of seems like one of those actors that's going to stay in the WWE. And it doesn't really help that I don't really watch WWE that often, so I don't know how good of an actor he is. And while yes, he does have the WWE experience, wrestling, martial arts, I just don't see him as many of the other things. Is he funny? Maybe. Is he an actor? Maybe. Does he look the part? Yeah, I'd say so, but you need more than looks and martial arts skill to play Johnny Cage, in my opinion. I'm going to put him in maybe. Now lastly, we have Yoshi Sidarso. This guy was the Blue Power Ranger in one of the seasons. I'm not sure. He was also supposed to play Nightwing, I believe, in like a show or movie, but it got canceled. And he was also in the new Bullet Train movie. Hopefully he was good in that. I haven't seen it yet. And he's not going in any of these tiers that I already have set. He is getting his own tier called Kwai Liang. Because he would be perfect to play Kwai Liang. Enough said. Now, you might be thinking, oh, the tier list is over. No one's going in perfect? No, that's not true. I'm going to put at least one of these guys in perfect. So it's going to be one of the actors from Good Choice. Now, which of these do I think would be the best for Johnny Cage so that I can put him in the perfect tier? I think it's between Glenn Powell and James Marston. They're both kind of like neck and neck almost. They both have pretty much all of the aspects that I would like in Johnny Cage fully cleared out. Who do I think is better? I'm going to go with Glenn Powell. I think he would be the best for Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat sequel. And that's it. The link to this tier list will be in the description below, so definitely check it out and make one of your own. Make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell turned on, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. With that being said, that's it for this video, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time.